Hello everyone, as promised, this is the video where I will be sharing with you how to memorize a speech. Whatever I share with you here are tried and tested methods. They are not invented by me, but they have been used by all the pro speakers. And of course, I have tweaked it a little bit as per my own experimentation. Now, memorizing a speech can be quite daunting, I understand, because there is always this fear that what if I absolutely just forget what I have memorized, or what if I just blank out, or what if in the middle of the speech I forget something, and that can be even more challenging. You memorize it, you started well, but in the middle something went wrong and you just went off track. So, don't worry, this is a very normal fear that even many expert speakers have, but it's just that they have trained themselves so well to present themselves in such a way that they thoroughly remember the speech. So let's get started with how to go about this whole structure of memorizing a speech the right way. Now the first thing that you need to do is to write down the speech just the way you would write down an essay. Just the way you've written an essay in school, right? You had those write a 500-word essay, write 1,000. Of course not 1,000, but 100 word, 200 words. So your speech may be say around about 1,000 words. And whatever I'm sharing with you can very well be used for anything between a 10 to 20 minute speech or even longer. I presume that if your speech is maybe an hour long or it's an hour long presentation, then you will obviously have a lot of tools like a PowerPoint presentation or some prompters to help you what the next points are. That is fair enough. I mean, the audience does not look at it as a wrong way that if you have some prompts or some cues to tell you what the next point is. Even if you see professional TED Talks, they always have that screen down where they look and then they share the next point with you. So if you can memorize a 10 to 20 minute speech using these methods, it is quite fair to say that you actually know how to memorize a speech. So as I said, write it down like an essay and go over it like a story, see how it has to be improvised, go through it 2, 3, 4, 5 times till you are happy with the content of the speech, right? You should feel that, okay, I'm happy with what I have written now. After that, what you need to do is perhaps just break it down into paragraphs, and for each paragraph make a one sentence summary, right? That will also show you that how well you have understood your speech. Can you summarize every point, every paragraph in one clear sentence where it makes proper sense and you yourself can infer what you have written. So once you have written down sentences and you can see that the entire speech has been summarized in maybe 15-20 sentences or even more, whatever it may be, and you feel that the story is intact, the structure is intact, whatever I want to communicate is being represented in these sentences. After that, what you need to do is to make keywords for each sentence. Now I know this looks a little too much in detail, but just hear me out, because once you practice it like this, it will be very easy for you to recall the speech at any point of time in future. So from the essay you go make paragraphs, from the paragraphs you make sentences, from the sentences you make keywords, right? So if you have 25 sentences, you have 25 keywords. That's part 1 of this whole exercise. Now part 2 is, what I would suggest is that you mind map all the keywords. Now in case you don't know what a mind map is, it's very simple, you can Google it and you may find a lot of softwares online. You don't need to use any of those softwares. What you need to do is just take a A4 size sheet of paper, take a pencil and an eraser and follow the mind map structure of what you can see on Google. It's like, let's say this is your paper, you make a circle like this and you draw a line and you write down one point, and below that you branch out the second point, and if required below that you branch out the third point. Basically what a mind map is, it is a horizontal structure of extrapolating your ideas in a branch and a sub-branch manner. So what a mind map does is it helps you to expand your thinking in this way. Because if you write vertically, what happens is, because of the constraint of the size of the paper, you have to go to the next page and then you don't get a bird's eye view of the entire structure which a mind map can give you. So quickly you can YouTube it or Google it, you will get an idea in 5 minutes. And as I said, you can very well do it on a pen paper. You don't need anything fancy for it. Write down all the keywords on the mind map. Once you are clear that, okay, I have mentioned all these ideas, and if required, write down the sub-branches of each keyword. If you feel that certain keywords or certain sentences are a little difficult or they have a little bit of elaboration in them. The second thing you need to do in the second part of this is take another sheet of paper, make another mind map, and divide your speech into four parts. Four is a traditional structure that most professional speakers have been following for a number of years. It just structures the whole thing in a way that it becomes easier to remember. So let's say there is a certain set of activities that happen, and you can divide it. Okay, as you know that a story or a film or anything has a beginning, middle, and an end. That's three parts. You need to figure out how you will bifurcate the four parts, right? Normally, what happens is you take a beginning, you divide the middle into two parts, and the conclusion into one part. That is your four parts. And then you mind map it as per part 1, these are the points, part 2, these are the points, part 3, these are the points, part 4, these are the points. Now, once you have done that, now we come to memorizing. I understand that some of you may be very good at rote learning, right? Ratta marna, as we used to do in school. But that method doesn't work very well for a lot of people because the risk involved there is once you forget a certain word or if you break a certain link, you sometimes just lose track of the whole thing. So yes, memorizing and rote learning will come in this. There is an element of that, but that's going to come a little bit later. So once you have structured it into four parts, you still feel that everything is in order, it's all coherent, the structure is in place. Now what you need to do is use a method called Mind Palace. Again, a very traditional, thousands of years old method. It is tried and tested. It is called number of other things. It's called the Loki method, the ancient Greek method. Some fancy terminology are used for it. Here what you're going to do is you're going to take a familiar location which you have in mind. Now that location could be your bedroom. That location could be your route where you go to and fro work every day. Basically, you need to choose a location where you can point out what is where, just like this, right? You close your eyes and you can visualize in a second that this is here. If it's your bedroom, my bed is here, my bedside is here, my lamp is here, my fan is here, my door is here. Or if it's an en route, you need to know this shop is here, this chemist is here, there is a slum here, after that there is a signal, after that there is another shop, then there is a barber salon, things like that. Now what you need to do is that every keyword that you have, you need to associate it with that particular location. Don't worry, it's not as complicated as it sounds. And the more ridiculous you make your association, the easier it will be for you to remember. So let's take a hot topic these days. And I'll create a sentence out of it and just give you a demo of how to memorize it. The sentence is, I was working on my spreadsheet and checking the rate of return on cryptocurrencies and creating a report for that. Now this has a few terminology which you have to memorize. So the first one is spreadsheet, the second one is rate of return, the third one is cryptocurrencies, and the fourth one is report. So the first one, spreadsheet, I'm taking my bedroom as a reference, right? So it's fairly quick for me to memorize everything. I'm going to associate spreadsheet with my bed sheet, which is on my bed. I'm going to associate rate of return with gate of return. Gate of return being the door of my room, which practically can be a gate. Third one, cryptocurrencies, crypto, psycho, okay? And report. Let's say I have a USB port on the bedside of my table. So these are the four associations I have created with four places of my bedroom. Now I'm going to create a ridiculous story out of it, right? So I was sitting on my bed, I was sitting on my bed sheet, and that's when from my gate a psycho came and charged his phone on the USB port. That is a ridiculous, absolutely absurd story I have created, which associates with, I was sitting on my spreadsheet, checking the rate of return on cryptocurrencies and creating a report out of it. So as you can see, if I'm creating an absolutely ridiculous story where I'm sitting on my bed working on my spreadsheet and through the gate of my door, a psycho comes and charges his phone on the USB, that's a very ridiculous thing. It may not even ever happen, but that is the reason I remember it. So the more wild your imagination can run, the easier it will be for you to remember that. So this is where the part of rote learning, ratta marrowing comes, right? You need to repeat the association and the ridiculous story that you have created number of times repeatedly until it just kind of registers in your head. This is the association, this is the ridiculous story, and this is actually what the ridiculous story is creating as part of the speech. Now, as I said, I know this may sound a little overwhelming, a little daunting if you have never done it. But if you start to practice it like this, I'm just going to summarize everything. First thing, you wrote it as a story. Second, you summarized it in sentences. Third was you made words out of each sentence. Fourth was you mind mapped all the words. Fifth was you created 4 parts out of it. Sixth was you you created a mind palace for every part. Now, maybe you'll have 25 to 30 such ridiculous things in your story, but because you're doing it in parts, it's not going to be that difficult to memorize. Now, one more thing I'd like to share is that very often when we are memorizing a speech, we tend to practice it from the beginning to the end, which is fine, there's nothing wrong with that. But there are times, especially sometimes when you look at the audience, there is a distraction, there is a pause. Some audience give you some look and it just distracts you. And again, you have this fear that what if I forget something if an element of distraction comes in. So what the pro speakers do again is that they practice the 4 parts randomly, which means that by now you know what the speech is, you can memorize it, you can say the speech. But after you have reached that stage, then you take, say, the 3rd part and you practice only the 3rd part. After the 3rd part, you pick up the 1st part and practice only the 1st part. After the 1st, you take the 4th. Similarly, you take the 2nd. So like this, you can practice random parts of the story, and that will give you the confidence to ensure that you remember each part individually. And what will happen is that when you are making a connection from one part to another, you won't get confused, you won't have that fear, because subconsciously you know that I have practiced this and very easily I know that it's going to come back to me because I practiced it randomly. So now to put it together in a proper flow is not going to be that difficult. So that's it, my friends. That is what I have shared with you. This is how you can memorize a speech. Unfortunately, I never knew this method. I learned it partly through trial and error, partly through Google, YouTube, and then of course you realize that everyone has been practicing it pretty much the same way. And as I said, if you do have the skill of memorizing things fast, then this method is only going to help you. So I really hope that this bonus that I've shared with you has been very helpful. Please do practice it, because then only you'll realize how much time it takes you and how helpful it has been. And I look forward to your feedback, and thank you so much for being part of this entire initiative that I have taken. I'm looking forward to catching up with you again and having a great, beneficial, fun association with you in the future. All the best. Take care.